Autobots, transform!
What's up, everybody? I'm George, 80s Transformer fan, still reviewing Marvel Legends series. This is the X-Men series, and this is Marvel's Magneto, as it says on the packaging. Inside the packaging is one of the sought-after pieces to Apocalypse Build-A-Figure in his X-Men wave. This is an awesome wave with an even more awesome Build-A-Figure, and this is one of the most awesome figures in the wave because he comes with a few accessories, more accessories than the other guys. He has an alternate head, he has a lightning effect, he has a translucent hands. Who doesn't love translucent parts? Except for maybe me in this case, but I'll get to that. Here's the front of his package. On the side of his package is Magneto there, doing some magnetism type things. On the side of the package, Magneto. Here is the back of the package. There is the figure itself, and some type of magnetism type. And why magnetism equals translucent hands, I don't know, but again, I'll get to that. And here is the Apocalypse that they build. They show the entire wave and which figure comes with what, in case you're missing a figure or you just want to build half of it and want to make sure you don't get the other half. They're numbered, so you can go after who you want to go after. And again, this is Magneto. At the top of the box is his bio. Living up to his namesake, Magneto is a master manipulator of magnetism. Wow, 3 M's back to back. Controlling and using its energy to defeat his enemies. And they could have went a little bit further than that and got into his bio a little bit more, but then most people know Magneto. I'm going to get him open right now and come another step closer to building my Apocalypse. He comes right out of the packaging, easy peasy. Here he is with his accessories. You gotta be careful because the cape is threaded through and I don't want to pull it apart. And just like Storm in this wave, I question their costume design for the figure. I mean, it's a costume that we've seen, but not the one I think most X fans wanted to see. We wanted the more traditional outfit. Yeah, I think most of us are more used to the more red with the purple highlights on it costume, the traditional one. But you know, when they market things, they're very clever. They're going to sell us this Magneto, and then a couple waves down the line come back with maybe him and Professor X 2-pack with him in a more famous outfit or the more known outfit, and have us buy it all again. And man, his bulk is his buck is a little bit strange out of the packaging. I don't like the way the paint on the legs lay, because you got to kind of turn them like the scope is perfect right here, and the lines are just a little bit off, or maybe it's just the fact that mine's not completely painted in that little divot there, and this one looks a little bit off. It just, I don't know, it just doesn't look right on the legs to me. Like, this one, like, maybe because it's how it was in a package, this leg is a little crooked. I don't know. Turn the boot. Try to line it up. He looks a little weird. Looks a little thin. Maybe because I'm used to handling the bigger figures. Can't quite get him to put his arm down over here. His arms are kind of, this arm is kind of kicked out. Trying to smash it down. Guess I got it down a little bit. And here is Magneto out of the packaging. Let's take a closer look. I want to take a look at his paint. The paint on the helmet is not that good. And how I wasn't able to pick and choose. I don't think most people can walk in and pick and choose. Even though I saw him hanging one time, I think like at Walgreens. It was just him, and I already had him, so I left him. I should have looked closely at the paint before I left him. But you can see he's missing the paint here. And because of where it's at, it's going to continue to get worse. Has a little bit of paint off to the side there. Coming around to his cape. I kind of don't like his cape, the way it's designed, and it maybe should have been a little bit longer and not as flared out. Maybe it's supposed to be him in the air with the breeze hitting it, and then we didn't get a stand, which we could have got a stand. But yeah, the red, it doesn't quite pop painted over the black. The plastic arm and the plastic on the cape, well, it's a two-piece. Actually looks a lot better than the paint on the body. Again, he has this little scrawny little body. And the helmet, you can like pull it out to the side and actually see more of the face underneath. Well, you can pull out one side. This side is sticking. I'm sure you can get it if you wanted to, but I'm going to let it stay. There's more glue over there than it is on this side. And again, yet another figure without eyeballs. I reviewed 4 straight figures from this wave with just the white eyes. Well, before I get into his articulation, Magneto, of course, he's a mutant. And his known affiliations are the Brotherhood of Evil. Most people just say the Brotherhood. Mutants, whatever that is. X-Men, and he once was a member of the Hellfire Club. And in the alternate comic book or whatever it was, he was a member of the Astonishing Avengers. And his powers are the ability to manipulate metal, magnetism, that type of stuff. He can generate magnetic fields, flight through magnetic fields, which he generates around himself, giving him like full flight capability. And he wears his helmet to shield himself from telepathic attacks, I guess, which he feels is his only weakness. And his biggest rival probably is Professor X, and everybody knows that. But anyway, I'm going to hit his articulation now. And I got his head back. He can look up about this far in his helmet. He can look down that far, which is a great range of motion. His head should 360 to 360s. He's wearing a cape, and the cape, you can pop his head off and take the cape off. I might as well do it now, just when I'm doing it. Pop his head off, take the cape off. The cape pegs right into his back. And he's pretty much famous for wearing a cape, so I'm going to leave his cape on for the remainder of the review until I have to swap heads. Pop that in there to keep it from flopping around a bit. Okay, it's not staying. I guess it doesn't need to stay. Anyway, his shoulder, he 360s at the shoulder. He has a little hinge in there. He gets his arm up. He gets his arm up pretty far, farther than the other characters in this wave. He has a bicep swivel, bicep 360s, double hinged elbow, but because of the glove gauntlet type thing, it's not coming up that far. Coming down to his wrist, to his translucent hands. And in what world is the magnetism effect make his hands glow? Have you ever seen Magneto hands glow? There might be a comic book out there or something where this was a thing, but I don't know it. No, I love translucent parts though, don't get me wrong. But the best thing is they give you interchangeable hands, but I'll get to that. The hand itself is on a hinge. You can hinge in and out while he's doing this magnetism type thing. Coming down to his abdomen, he has a nice clicking ab crunch, which is very cool. That much, and that much to the back. Has the waist 360s. That's a little bit loose in there. I kind of don't like that. Bring his legs out this far. His legs out this far, which kind of wish you can get a wider split. Not out of the character, just out of the figure, because I'm pretty sure he's not doing the splits. Upper thigh swivel, 360 the whole thing around. The double jointed knee when he's coming in to knee Professor X out of the wheelchair. He has the boot cut, the ankle hinge, and the rocker, which is pretty much standard on these figures. He has all the articulation he'll probably ever need in combat. So there is Magneto. The paint is a little less than average, and again, like, it's not in this crease right here. You can see where it's like I don't want to say a scratch, but just missing paint in that crease. And then like the little divots of the muscle, there's missing paint. The paint is not horrible. It's not splotched. It's just not on there well. Figure is pretty nice. So I'm going to come around to his accessories. And he actually has true accessories. He has, now, maybe this should have came with Storm, the little purple. Like, I don't know where her lightning wasn't blue or maybe this color, but her lightning was yellow. But this is like some magnetism type effect. But again, it's just the recolored translucent lightning to me. And when did we ever like actually see his magnetism effect look like this? But it's in there. It's cool. I'm not going to really complain too much about it. And if you're not feeling the fist, I mean the hands like I'm not, he comes with 2 black fists, which is, I'm feeling it, but I'm not. He could have came with black fists the exact same as these for me. So he's still doing the magnetism type thing. And he also comes with a very 80s, early 90s cartoon looking Eric Lyncher head, with the hair again being a separate piece, which makes it look a lot better instead of just painted over plastic. I love it when they do things like this, put two pieces together. And then he has the little gray eyebrows, and we actually see his eyes. Looks like he has blue eyes. And a very nice look on his face. A lot of people say they got the gray, but he doesn't look old. I think he looks very much like he did on the X-Men cartoon from the late 80s, early 90s. I like the head. I really do. Okay, so we are going to pop this head off. The helmeted head. Put this head on him. And you can almost hear him say, "Charles, surrender." I like this head. Looks very cool. And next up is the lightning effect. The lightning effect, the magnetism effect. Because I mean, this is the dark lightning all day. Tell me this isn't shades of the Emperor. You will pay the price for your lack of vision. Now, young Skywalker, you will die. Father, please help me. No. No. Okay, back to reality. He should have really came with a stand to really pull off the fact that he flies and he's using this like magnetism lightning. I'm gonna stop calling it lightning. He's using the magnetism wave. His is a lot more gummy than Storm's. I'm pretty sure it's the same damn thing, but his it's a lot more gummy. Anyway, get these out of here. You pop off his hands. And you can tell they use two different types of plastic, I guess, so these wouldn't break, for this to hold more securely coming in and out. Pop in his new hands, or his fists, I should say. One, it goes in pretty easy, no problem. And you can get the same effect. Go back to the other head real quick. And you probably can do the same thing, like he's summoning the magnetism power again. Like, this would have been better served with the little rings that most of the other figures come with, the little circle rings, because like the magnetism always seen as like a pulsating type thing, not more like this lightning strike type thing or whatever. And yeah, it would have been a lot better if they had those little circles that came with like Doctor Strange and some of the other people using the little mystical powers or witchcraft or something like that. Well, here he is with the second set of fists, and the last but not least thing he comes with. And I really like his boots. They look very Magneto-esque, like movie, cartoon, everything. I like his boots, like his cape. I don't like the flare at the bottom, but I like the rest of it if you take that out of it. But he's a pretty cool figure. His only flaw is his paint. And the final thing he comes with is the Apocalypse arm. Oddly enough, has tape on it. The first figure that has some type of secure inside the packaging. And it is the right arm, no different than the left arm that I reviewed in the Sabretooth video. It's a wonderful metallic pearl type blue on it all the way down to the hand. The plastic is done in that metallic blue plastic with the exact same paint job, the navy blue with the silver, or gray I should say, and the port underneath with this gigantic bicep. Arrgh. And this is Magneto. I don't know if he's my favorite figure so far at all. I think Storm is my favorite, then followed by a tie between Sabretooth and Gladiator. If Sabretooth had been taller, it'd probably be Sabretooth. But the little mess in his paint kind of brings him down a little bit. But with all accessories, the extra hands you get is wonderful. And you got to get this guy because you got to build Apocalypse, unless you're one of those guys that steal the Build-A-Figure piece, put it back in the packaging, put it back on the shelf, get your money back. Unless you're one of those guys, you got to have Magneto. And just try, if you can, take a good look at the paint if it's more than one on the pegs. And I am George, the 80s Transformer fan, saying I'll see you soon.
Autobots, transform!